Good morning. Sheba was extra lovey today, so I thought I'd do a really quick video. Now, I don't have a box to unbox, but I wanted to address the question that I get asked most often. What is the best free-floating slider? And specifically, between the three main makers, Magnus, Compaform, and Modus Works, which is the best one? Now, people tend to ask mostly about Compaform and Modus Works. No, Compoform and Magnus, because Modus Works doesn't do like a lot of advertising. There's not a lot of posts on their website. Or Facebook, nothing. There's not a lot of activity, but a lot of it goes on behind the scenes. So I'll talk about that. If you want a, well, hold on. Let's first talk about the sliders. Now, originally, Magnus only had the 2-click sliders, which was the small ones. Now, they still are a couple of them on the website, but he seems to be literally only making the 3-click ones now, which is cool. I like the 3-click ones. So I have a 3-click Toad. Now, the Toad was the original the slider that he made. And I'm gonna go into deeper detail, but I thought this was a good representation of his sliders. So this is the 3-click Toad from Magnus in titanium. Okay, don't worry, I'm gonna turn the camera around for a closer look. Now, Modus Works, he had the original wrapped, which was okay, but he came out with this SGS, which is super groovy single body, and then there's an SGI, which is super groovy. God, the names he comes up with. Super groovy inlay. And then there's the SSI, or no, the SSS and then the SSI. Basically, it's the same thing as the Super Groovy, but instead of the step, it's a different design. It almost looks like, I mean, it's still kind of a step, but it's a little bit more muted. It's actually pretty nice, and he's come up with like insane materials that he's doing with these. And then the other one that I have for Compoform is the V3 Lore, which is the current free-floating slider that they have, and that they've been doing raffles, but also pre-orders. So this is that Sangala or Sangia. I know I'm butchering it, but this is that Japanese finish. It's freaking amazing. Okay, price point. So I got this one. You have the option of getting with Teflon plates or zirconium. Zirconium plates cost a little bit more. I think about $60 more. But I don't like the zirconium plates because they scratch. Sometimes they can get gritty, and then also, I mean, the noise is good, but it's hard to slide sometimes. Like it's like a, but it's a lot louder of a snap. But I prefer the Teflon. Okay. Also, you can open up their screws, so you can open these up. You can switch the plates. You switch the magnets. You cannot, though, switch the configuration of the magnets. There's 8 magnets in here. You can actually even see the outlines in there. And they have to stay in that configuration. But you can change the strength of the magnets, which is cool. I've done that. The Compoform is completely enclosed, so you cannot change a damn thing. And it's actually welded shut. So, but the good part about that is that this slider will last until the end of time. Like, when we're all extinct and there's aliens on the planet, they're gonna be like, what the fuck were these for? We find them everywhere. And then the Modus Works, you can open them up. There's that screw there. And not only can you change the magnet strength, but you can change the configuration. And he's got all these different plates he sells. You can configure it any which way. Now, he came up with this, Jonas, who makes these, came up with this new configuration where it's called the hybrid. It's strong magnets on the ends, but then in the middle, it's medium strength. And so that has allowed it to not be completely really hard to push all the time, but it makes, the laddering moves really, really good and easy to do. It's fun. Like, you could do some freaking crazy, you can go, I'm sorry. When I turn it around, I can do it better. But the only other thing is you cannot change the plates, because if you look right here, they're fitted to these sliders. And again, I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see it closer. And I've had many conversations with people about these sliders, and most people are in agreement that these plates are the best ones. They're just stainless steel, but if you look, they look kind of weird. The reason they look weird is, and I found this out just recently, you can see a little light through there. These are concave. I would have never guessed. Stop. Oh, my freaking dogs. Loki, come here. And the reason that they're concave, dude, my husky. The reason why they're concave is so that only the edges, I'm gonna have to put it away. Hold on a second. Okay, the reason why they're concave is so that the touch points are the four corners. So not the entire slider slides at any given time. And so that contributes to the longevity of the plates, but also less friction. So you have the pops, but you don't have the grind. You can even see there's slight wear on the edges, but it's just ingenious. Okay, so now let's talk about the price points. So this, like I said, this is the titanium. He makes them in different metals. He makes zirconium. Sometimes on his website, he does this drop method. No, drop slots. Yeah. Drop slots methods. God, I've got dogs all over the place. I've heard you guys are fans of Chihuahuas. I've got another one. This is Jane. She is not a demon dog, but she's a little bit of a crippled dog. She can't walk. But Chihuahuas be Chihuahuas, man. I mean, they're nasty little fuckers. Be nice to Fidget Cat. So, price point for the titanium, which is kind of like the base metal. Oh yeah, he makes them in brass and copper as well, and zirconium. Those are the only metals I've seen. But price point for just the base titanium and Teflon plates, it's actually pretty cheap. I think it was like around $150. And so, like I was saying, okay, he does the drop slots. So what he will do is he'll make a bunch of sliders, and then he'll put the inventory in these drop slots. And usually he's got like 4 of them on his website, and I'll put it in the link. And so he'll release X amount every so often, because, the people, he's in New Zealand. The people are, that follow him are in all different, time zones. So people will complain, hey, I was at work when this was released, or this was at 2 a.m. So this pleases everybody. So it's around the clock, like during the week, not the weekends, but like every 4 hours, there's another drop slot opening for all different sliders. And so you can, so when he comes out with a new design, you know, the drop slots get taken up quickly, but as people start getting them, then, you know, he will, you know, it slows down. So the whole point is so that everybody has a chance to get these. Also, Magnus, he will make sliders according to demand. So he never really changes up the configuration of the sliders, but he changes the actual design, outside design. So there's like a million different outside designs. I'm gonna link to his website so you can kind of see, and also I'll link to his Facebook page. But I really love the Toad. It's ergonomic. It's got these nice little, they're almost like little pyramids, but they're not too abrasive. Oh, I love it. So easy to get, pretty cheap. And since the product is already made, he ships it out DHL, and you get it like in a few days. So it's not like it's a pre-order. So when you order it, you normally get tracking in a day or two. Actually, usually within 24 hours. So that's Magnus. So a lot of people like Magnus because it's easy to get. Okay, Modus Works. So the only way to order from Modus Works, even though he's got a website and a Facebook, is just private message him on Facebook. He's a super nice guy, and he will do anything you want, like any kind of custom design that you want. So, but it's not like inventory he's got in stock, so he'll have to make it, and it depends on what you get. Is like what you want will depend on how long it takes. So like right now he's making these really cool G10 inlays. Oh man, they look so nice. This is a micarta. This is Mexican blanket micarta inlay. So by inlay, I'm talking about this part right here, which is not actually part of the slider. It's just where your fingers are touching. Now he does have the solid body ones, which are way cheaper. I think he does all the different materials. You can ask for whatever you want. I don't think he does like superconductor or whatever, but he does. I mean, I've seen Damasteel. I've seen Mokutai. I mean, I've seen Zircutai. So I guess he could probably do superconductor, but he'll do whatever you want. You can say, I want, because I special ordered this. I'm like, I want a zirconium. Well, actually, I really wanted a copper with black Mexican micarta. Well, black, not Mexican, black micarta inlay. But then he showed me this, and I was like, I gotta do this. So zirconium. I thought the black looked better with the rainbow. I'm fancy like that. So you can request any material on the outside, any inlay, or a solid body, which is cheaper. So I think that they start at like $220. I think for just like a stainless steel is like $220. I think the titanium I think goes a little bit higher, like $240, $245. And then it goes up from there depending on the material. So believe it or not, this cost me $450. I had to sell a bunch of shit to afford it, but it's the only one I'll need because the micarta is expensive, and then this is zirconium, so that's expensive. So it can get pretty pricey, but you could do cheaper metals. And then also you can do, I think that the G10 is less expensive, but it's still like $300, I think, or $280, but they look fucking fantastic. So I'm gonna link his Facebook. I will also link his website, but nothing's going on in there. So the only way to get one of these is just message him, and then you PayPal him. But this took a long time for me to get, like weeks. But the only reason is because he was newly making this micarta, and he had to like create like an apparatus in order to cut them because they were so thin. But normally I would say the turnaround time is like maybe 2 weeks. So, okay. And then lastly, Compoform. So, with Compoform, this dude is Russian and he lives in Russia. Super nice guy. I mean, I personally haven't ever talked to him, but he's posted in his Facebook. I've talked to Pluke Jones, who runs the Facebook group, and he's got a sense of humor. He, will post funny pictures. But the big problem is that there's a war going on with Russia. And so because Russia initiated the war on Ukraine, basically, I don't know if all the countries have, but I know US has put sanctions on not sending things to Russia or helping Russia in any way, the whole country. So we are not allowed to send money to Russia. Like, you can't send it PayPal or Venmo or Cash App or anything. You can't send money to Russia. It's like you're blocked immediately. You can't do it. And so there was no way for people to order this stuff because how would they pay for it? And the dude's name is Ivan, and he was like getting in like money trouble and stuff, and I can't imagine how hard it was for him. So he came up with an idea of accepting cryptocurrency. Ooh. Sometimes I like to just listen to her purr. Sorry about that cut there. Okay, so Ivan came out with an idea, cryptocurrency, because nobody regulates it, nobody can track it. It's not actually like, I mean, it's currency, but it's not like, it's not really trackable. So he said that, he came out and he's like, put it on his website and he put it on the Facebook. Hey, if you want, you can, buy my sliders with cryptocurrency. And a couple people did, but most people don't know how to do it. And like, I really wanted one of his sliders. And so I messaged Pluke, who, runs the Facebook group. And I was like, hey, if I send crypto, can I, and there's like a million types of cryptocurrencies. It is complicated. And then there's wallets you send them to, so it's kind of like an address. So he's like, yeah, if you send it, then we can order. So I sent him cryptocurrency and I got it. So now they do a system, because cryptocurrency is hard for people to do, that there's a email address that's set up with Zelle, and so people will pay for stuff through Zelle. Sometimes they accept PayPal, and then what they'll do is they'll convert that to cryptocurrency, and then Ivan can get the money for the fidgets. So that's why it's a little bit harder to obtain one of these. You have to wait for a pre-order or a raffle, and the pre-orders take a while because Ivan has to make them in Russia, and then the only carrier that will work with Russia is DHL, and they kind of suck. And so it has to then go to Pluke, and then he then will disperse the shipments in the US. They are doing some international orders. What complicates it is international only. You can't do Zelle with international. It's only in the US. So it's hard to get payments for that. So they only do so many. So it's complicated. Once the war's over, it's going to be way easier to obtain these. But they do a lot of pre-orders. A lot. Like once a month. So, all right, folks. I set it up with nice lighting just so you can see every little piece and texture of these bad boys. Okay. So, Modus Works. Those are the textured little pyramids that I was talking about. And even on the side right here is textured. Here's those Teflon plates. Whoops. Now, the Teflon plates do get scratched up a little bit, but he sells replacements. But also, obviously, he sells zirconium and zirconium plates. So, design-wise, see, you can actually see it's ergonomic. Now, I know you guys probably want to see all the different models, but I just can't afford to have all of them. I've sold everything but these. I love that one. Okay, so Modus Works. So here's the Mexican micarta. But that's the design of the SGS or SGI. So SGS is the solid body, SGI is the inlay. And then there's the SSS. But you can see what that looks like. The only difference is the design on this part is a little bit different. So, and the plates, what I was talking to you about, see, they kind of fit to the actual slider. There's the inside. They all come with the stainless steel plates, and you can't change out the plates. And so, like I was telling you, see, they're concave. And then this is the Compoform, welded together. He actually had the insides are actually meant to counteract each other to add more friction. You see, it's like a conflicting design. So side profiles, they're all about this. Actually, the smallest one's the Compoform, and I guess the longest one is the Magnus. I think the thinnest one is the Compoform as well. These are pretty comparable. Yeah. I guess the biggest one is the Magnus, well, the longest. But in the middle part, it might be a little bit thinner, the middle here. I do have calipers, but really, do you really want the measurements? I mean, if you do, I'll do it, but. Okay. So, yeah, this is actually, I think, a little taller than the other ones. Okay, so sliding factor. Now, again, this is Teflon, so it's going to sound a little bit different. Oh, let me pan out a little bit here. Now, the setup of the magnet's 8. So it's 4x2. So 4 long, 2 wide. Very comfortable to use, easy. You can push sideways off this little part right here. There's a lot of grip. It's just fun. And you can kind of have it as a worry stone as well. The Magnus. It's also 4x2, which produces 3 clicks. But like I said, this one has the hybrid, so it's got the strong magnets on the ends. So super comfortable to use. To me, it's the best feeling plate because of the concave design. It just feels really good in the hand. I just really love it. And then we have the Compoform, which these are pretty much rectangular, but you hear the scratchiness. Now you can put tape on there to take that scratchiness away, but that's the point of those conflicting plates there. But these have way, way stronger magnets than both of those other ones. sorry. So it's smaller. Oops, sorry. Smaller. It's pretty flat, easy to carry. The only problem is you can't change around the magnet strength. So if you don't love the way it comes, well, that's it. But the resale value is insane for these because they're hard to get. But they're pricey. They're like $300 for these, $300. And it's not like you can ask for special materials. It's just, here are the designs they have, pick. But the designs are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, come on, look at that thing. I'm never getting rid of this thing. So, I will say that I like Magnus, but the way that the designs are, it depends. I'm sorry. The designs really make a difference by how it feels. I mean, he's got like a big crab one. He has a robo. He's got the wide boy. He's got, I mean, my God, the dimple. To me, I think that the toad is the best, and I've been waiting for the 3-click toad, and this is perfect for me. I really, really love it. I would say comfort-wise, this one might be the best, but again, this is this specific model. I don't think some of the other ones are necessarily as comfortable, at least for me. I just love the ergonomics of the toad, but some people don't like the scratchiness here. And then also the Teflon plates make it very easy to slide. This, I think, is the best all-around slider. If you could only get one, I would get this one, because you can customize it. You can make them, you know, any shape, or, I mean, not shape. You can make either one of those inlays or solid body, the designs. You can make any metal, any magnet strength, and he actually includes different setups when you buy him. He includes 2 sets of magnets and different inserts, so you can do whatever you want. There's a million different ways that you can do it. So highly customizable, and it's gonna serve you well. The plates are never gonna give you a problem. You're not gonna really have hand fatigue. It feels nice. It's easy to look at. It's just a great design. So if you can only have one slider, I would recommend this one. Now, for these two, to me, again, it depends on the model. You can try a couple different ones out. The resale value is not the greatest. The resale value for these two are really, really good. For here, but the reason is because Magnus just pumps them out. He makes so many of these. So they're really, really easy to get, but you can buy them off the secondary market. So used, but this one I bought new because I was excited about the 3-click toad. But I really, really, really like this one. This one, again, you can change the magnets. You can't change the configuration, but you can change the strength of the magnets. You can switch out the plates, and then he makes a bunch of different designs, which can be pleasing to different people. You know, there's copper, there's brass ones, there's zirconium. So, yeah. This is a really good, I would say that the Magnus are really good starter sliders in this, you know, in this category, like the higher end, you know, 3-click. You know, they're not that expensive. I mean, really, 150? It's pretty good. I think it might have been 160, but that's pretty fucking good, I'd say, for something like this. This is a great slider. And again, you're not married to the plates. You can change around the magnets. Also, you can trade with other people or try out other designs and sell it. But it feels nice. These are really, really good sliders. So I would say if you're starting out and you're not even sure if you like sliders or what, and if you're looking for something a little high end, definitely would go Magnus. But like I said, if you've been around the block and you want the one, I would say this one. because this will be like the only slider you'll ever need. So this one, okay, not customizable, hard to get, but resale value is insane. You can sometimes sell them for more than you buy them for. They're beautiful, but not customizable at all. So you're married to the plates and the configuration. Also, I don't really like the scratchiness of it. I mean, I like it, but not for long periods of time. I like the feel of it. I love that it's small and sleek and it's beautiful. Oh God, they're beautiful. So this is for, I would say, the seasoned collector. If you have a collection and you're looking for something unique, and you have tried a few different things, I would say then I would say get this. But for the first ever slider, I wouldn't get this, and I wouldn't get this as your only ever slider. I would say if you've tried a couple different things, you want something different and something that's, I mean, you can drop this, you can throw it against the wall. It's never gonna, it's titanium, and he like laser etches it and welds it. This thing is like a freaking tank. So, and it's beautiful. So, I mean, you could take this everywhere, but, and you know, the scratchiness can go away if you put tape on there. But, it's just, the complaint I hear from people is the magnets are just a little too strong. But for some people, it's perfect. So if this was my world, I would not have the conflicting design, because I don't like the scratchy plates. I don't. Some people do though. And then I'd have the magnets just a little bit weaker, tad bit weaker, and then it would be perfect. But it's beautiful, and I'm still never going to get rid of it. So, best all-around slider, if you could only have one. Awesome entry-level slider. Still really great, because you can change it up, and you can experiment with the different designs. Not so good resale value, but great. I would really say great entry level. I mean, if you're new to fidgeting, try out a Magnus. That was actually my first ever high-end fidget. I had a Peak. I loved it. Oh, most people love the Magnus. Is like, I've met a couple of new fidgeters, and they get a Magnus and they just are in love. And then for the seasoned collector who wants something unique and interesting, this. So there you go. I know a lot of people really want these, and they're great, but you just can't customize them at all. And sometimes people who are just coming into this fidget world don't know what they want. They haven't felt the fidgets. They don't know if they like strong magnets or weak magnets or different materials. And I mean, to be able to change up all the, you know, like this, you can change the plates, you can change the magnets, you can do a lot with it, you know. Some people run hybrid. They'll do half zirconium and half Teflon, which you still get the loud snap and it's smooth. So, but if you you know, just want one slider to last a lifetime, I would say this one. So there you have it. The three big ones. Now, these are just my opinions. You know, you guys go out into the world and do what you want, you know, and I'm not getting anything from this. You know, these are my personal sliders, and I have them as my personal collection. But they're ones that I'm keeping, and I think are the best of these makers. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching.